Okay. Big girls. Now, I remember I was a kid in kindergarten one day, and me and my cousin got into the school bus going to school one morning, and we got on the bus and we sat by the door. You know, the bus was packed. It was two seats left. We sat by the door. As soon as you open the door, we sat there. And we had one more stop before we got to the school. So we made our last stop, and the girl got onto the bus. She was a big girl, big girl. And she sat behind the bus driver. And as soon as she sat in the seat fell. And she fell on the floor. Now everybody on the bus laughing, right? So she started crying. She got up, and the bus driver opened the door, and she ran off the bus and went back in the house. She didn't go to school that day. And everybody on the bus was just laughing. Now, I knew then as a young kid that I didn't want to be the one who laughed at people or, made fun of people, because I felt her embarrassment. And I remember it to this day, man. I thank the Most High for my memory, but I remember that day when, that big girl was embarrassed that she fell into the floor. And if you think about it now, nobody cares about big people like that. Like, if you're handicapped, you got parking spots for you at department stores, grocery stores, the mall. It's certain spots for you that you can park. And you park in those spots, you may get a ticket. You understand? You may get fined for parking in that handicapped spot. If you're homeless, people will say, well, I'm not rich, but at least I'm not homeless. People will give you money. But if you're big, if you're fat, nobody cares about you like that. You understand? You remember the Nutty Professor? The Nutty Professor got the girl while he was big. But his whole thing was he didn't want to be that size. He wasn't comfortable with his size. So, he made that potion and he was trying to be slim. Even when he went to the comedy club with the date with the beautiful woman, and, the comedian Reggie, Dave Chappelle was playing that part, and he was making jokes about people in the crowd. Professor Klum was like, look, I got to go to the restroom, because he knew if the comedian saw him, he was going to, make fun about his size and joke with him about his weight. And some people are not comfortable with their size. Now, let me tell you this. I was working customer service, right? And one of my lady friends, she told me, she was like, Jay, this girl, she got a crush on you. And I was like, okay. Mind you, I wasn't in a relationship. So it was a big girl, right? And mind you, she was dressed well. You know how you meet those people. It seemed like they never have on the same outfit. She was one of those. She smelled good every day. She always kept her hair done. She was a big girl. We exchanged numbers. We talked on the phone a few times. So I asked her to dinner, right? And she was like, a guy like you wouldn't go out with a girl like me. And I was like, what do you mean? And she just kept repeating that. It was almost like she thought I was joking. And I've never been a funny dude. I'm not a jokester, but I was serious about asking the lady to dinner. And she would not go. She just kept saying, a guy like me wouldn't go out with her. And I was blown back. I'm like, wow, a nice guy asking you out to dinner. And, she didn't go, right? I was like, oh, okay. And I felt bad. I'm like, if you're a man, you try to shoot your shot with a woman, you get shot down, it's not a good feeling. And I'm thinking, we talking on the phone, all this. No, she didn't go. So, that hit hard with me. I'm like, man, beautiful sister. She carried herself well, but she still didn't have that confidence to take her over the edge and go out with a guy. Even though I was asking her and being a gentleman about it, she wouldn't go. And let me say this to my big girls, man. Be confident with yourself, man, because a lot of times these so-called slim women that stay in the gym, they have the worst attitudes. Some of them are disrespectful. They really self-centered. They don't know how to treat people. They always think it's all about themselves. You can win just by being nice. Like, a lot of men love big girls. Now, I'm not saying, go out and, be 600 pounds, and I'm not saying that. But even if you look at my 600-pound life, a lot of those people, they be in relationships. You understand? That goes to show you a lot of times it's not about your looks. It's about how you carry yourself, about how you treat people. Because if you know how to treat a man and be nice and be sweet, you know, you can still pull a man. And a lot of those women that think they all that, that think they bomb so-called tens, they'll still be single and wondering why men, you know, won't take them serious. It's because of their attitudes, man. So big girls, man, carry yourself proper, man. Control what you can control, man. Be nice, be feminine, be sweet, treat people with respect, and you can still pull that man. You can still get the male attention and live a wonderful life. You understand? So peace to the big girls, man. All right.